Today's January 22nd, 2013. Not much of note for today, except that last night my father sent an email to the Armstrong&Getty show inviting them out to Beale Air Force Base this March as part of the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the 1st Reconnaissance Squadron, the first squadron of the Air Force. I'm sure it's just to get a tour and maybe get a mobile ride. If you don't know what a mobile ride is, the U-2, it lands like a bicycle. Literally has a front wheel and a back wheel. It's very hard to land, has an incredibly long wingspan. And so part of landing it safely is there is another pilot or someone, I guess, who would qualify, who drives behind the aircraft as it's coming in to land and calls out to them their altitude. I've got to do it. It's really, really cool. You're going down at 100 plus miles an hour down the runway, chasing behind a jet aircraft, and then you just do circles as they do touch and goes, and you have to do that several times. Wicked fun, so I'm sure that's on the plate. But anyways, it got mentioned on the 5 After show of the Armstrong&Getty, there's Armstrong&Getty, and then they have the producers have a podcast they do afterwards called 5 After, where they talk about the show, kind of a behind the scenes thing. So they mentioned how they got this letter, although they said that it was they mentioned me. They said, "Oh, Ben the Libertarian's brother, not my brother, my father. My father's been in the Air Force 26, 27 years. He's a major. He's one of the people who got into the Air Force, got into the military for the right reasons. You know, there's 4 reasons people get in. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but he's one of the guys who got in for the right reasons. He got in because he viewed communism as an existential threat, and he wanted to be resisting that. Although, truth be told, I'm sure he also had his eye on... He wanted to be an astronaut since he was a little kid, and he knew that becoming a pilot for the Air Force was a path towards that. He obviously didn't become an astronaut, but he got pretty close because for the U-2, they fly so high, they have to wear a spacesuit. So we've been out here 19, almost 20 years, I think, or 18, almost 19 years, whatever it is. While there are, and there have been other people who have flown the U-2 longer than he has, but I think he is in the top 10, maybe top 5 of individuals with the most flight hours in the U-2. So that's pretty nifty. I mean, it's a 50-year program. I think they're celebrating their 50th year. And fewer people have soloed in the U-2 than there are individuals with Super Bowl rings, even though the Super Bowl's only been around, 30, 40 years. So it's a pretty exclusive club to be part of. So I'll put the clip of 5 After where they talk about it. But could be interesting. Maybe I'll get a chance to meet the Armstrong&Getty crew in person. I've met Jack and Joe a couple times, but never the rest of the crew. So that should be interesting. That's coming up in March, and who knows what will happen.